Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be looking at 3 funny facts about Arsenal, so let's get into it. The first fact is that in 1997, Arsenal made a kit deal with a condom manufacturer. This was a few years after their famous kit deal with the beer company, which caused quite a stir as it was one of the first deals of its kind in football. In fact, they won the league title 3 times during this decade. However, this nearly didn't happen as the club nearly went bankrupt in 1991. At the time, the club's owner wanted to sell the club and move to a new stadium. If you know any more, then feel free to share them below. Thanks for watching. However, fans got together and raised £1 million to buy the club and keep it at their home stadium, Highbury. This meant that the club survived and were able to continue playing at Highbury until 2006. It just shows how close the club came to going under and disappearing. And it could have been a very different story if the fans hadn't stepped in. But it was actually beaten by Liverpool, who had a deal with a car manufacturer at the time. But anyway, the deal with the condom company was never actually completed due to legal issues. However, there was a one-off occasion where they wore a special kit featuring the company's logo. And hilariously, the very next day, the Football Association banned the use of the logo on the basis that it was offensive. This was later overturned on appeal, but it's safe to say that we'll never see a football team kit with a condom logo on it ever again. For our second fact, we'll be heading back to the 1990s, as this was a decade of great success for Arsenal. Now for our final fact, we'll be heading to the other end of the pitch as we look at the goalkeepers of Arsenal. In 1990, Arsenal signed a goalkeeper called John Lukic from Tottenham Hotspur. However, he wasn't the only player to make the switch, as Arsenal also signed a young striker called Niall Quinn from Tottenham as well. Quinn actually played for Arsenal in the same position as Lukic, and it was only when they arrived at their training ground that they realized that they'd both been signed as. Lukic was already established as the first-choice goalkeeper. As you can imagine, they both had a good laugh about it. And Quinn went on to have a decent career as a striker, whilst Lukic went on to become an Arsenal legend. So there we have it. These are just some of the funny facts about Arsenal.